Yes, finally, we're here. I have been wanting to do this video since dinosaurs roamed the earth, since the dawn of time. There is one man on the WWE roster that deserves everything, and he deserves it on a silver platter. That man is Rusev. Proving time and time again that he can go in the ring, can cut any type of promo you want him to, and the fact that he's just damn entertaining. That man needs a monster push, and I mean a monster push. Why? Here's why. Now, the good thing about all of this is that we may actually be about to experience it. On a recent episode of SmackDown, Rusev did come on the big screen and he said he would not come back to the show until Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon granted him a world title match at Money in the Bank. I don't know about you, but I don't think the WWE is going to put a performer they don't want to push in that type of segment. I mean, maybe they would, so they can just job him out. And there were those rumors that Rusev had some backstage heat because he cut his hair and didn't tell anyone, but let's err on the side of caution, hope that's not true, he doesn't have any backstage heat, and that this is the climb, the ultimate climb to Rusev greatness. Besides, let's face it, Rusev is worthy of it. Ever since he rose to prominence during his year-long undefeated streak, Rusev has hardly put a foot wrong, which is even more impressive because for a while his feet were actually out there, didn't wear shoes. Aside from making the US title feel credible again, he had good matches with everybody, and when I say everybody, I mean everybody. Even when he was featured just to come across like a monster, he managed to make himself come across like a monster, proving that whatever you give the man, he can do. He can do it all. That's the kind of reliability you just can't buy. So the fact he's already on WWE's books, and as we've said, can already cut an amazing promo, that is your top level main event heel for years to come. And that is true too. You may want to kid yourself, but I bet there's been at least one occasion where good old Ruru has made you laugh out loud. Now, that may not do anything for his bad guy persona, but what it does do is allow you to warm to him and invest in him and start caring about him. The three things we need. And as soon as that all comes together and you start giving a damn about a wrestler, half the battle has been achieved. Now, yeah, the face-heel dynamic in 2017 is all screwed up, so the best you can do is connect with the crowd. That's what this man does. And I can tell you, Rusev connects with me every time he goes out there, which, yes, is a very strange thing to say. As well as being excited about what words are going to come out of his mouth or what skit he's going to be in, he can also turn it up to 11 when he wants and start kicking ass. There's definitely been some low points. That most recent thing with the Big Show, that wasn't great and didn't do anything for him, but by and large, it's been success after success after success. Or if they weren't super successes, he still protected himself and came out the other end with his credibility intact, and that is essential. This is even more impressive because up to this point, his whole shtick has been the anti-American bad guy. That gimmick is so old, I think my nan is younger than it, but the fact he can take that and make it feel fresh and make it feel like it's working in 2017 is yet another a tick in the "Man Rusev, you're really good" box. Rusev has also shown some pretty impressive range over the last few years, which would insinuate that you can evolve his character as well. As I say, he can easily be your top level bad guy, but I think there's a face run in there as well. And as a slight tangent, that always sounds weird. I think there's a face run in that as well. Imagine you said that sentence to someone that doesn't understand wrestling lingo. It's madness. But yeah, even now, more often than not, I want him to win. So if you can plan it right and give him the right motivations, that can then translate to the wider audience. I'm not saying he's going to be the next John Cena, nor do I want him to be the next John Cena, but there is something there that a crowd can connect to and cheer him on. And he's a damn entertaining son of a gun, and he can talk, and he's a bit different because of his background. What more do you want? It certainly does seem like the pairing of Lana and Rusev are now done, and given what happened before, that may be an issue. Undoubtedly, the lowlight for the Rusev character was the whole thing with Summer Rae, Lana and Dolph Ziggler. And there were much bigger reasons at play there than just the fact that those two had gone in their separate ways, but it's still a thing we have to take into consideration. Most individuals enjoyed that pairing and it didn't feel like it had run its course, and that's kind of the same now, but the key is simple. Even if you are moving them away from each other, just keep Rusev serious and keep Lana serious, and then there's no problems. Don't dress Lana up like in denim, and don't make Rusev some dude that hangs out with Summer Rae and talks about whatever he used to talk about. That doesn't work. But also, before we do move away from that whole thing was considered widely terrible, and yet Rusev made it amazing. Even when he was in a bad segment, that man made this stuff good. We all remember his cold fish line. He was taking lemons, he wasn't turning it into lemonade, he was turning it into champagne. It takes someone with proper talent to be given bad material, but still come across like a star, and Rusev does that time and time again. 9 times out of 10, so 90% of the time, maybe more, 98% of the time, I always enjoy whatever aspect of the show he's in. And considering I'm watching this to be entertained, come on, that's what I want from pro wrestling, and that's what I want from a pro wrestler. He is entertaining, he makes me feel good, he's a lot of fun. If you can sit out there and say to me, well, I don't think he looks like he can kick anybody's ass. Are you kidding me? He does! And that's really important too. So you can put him in there against anyone, and a part of me will go, well, Rusev could kick his ass, because Rusev looks like he could kick his ass. The big question now is what WWE does do with him, and I do think there are multiple routes you can take, but the most important thing is that he was moved to SmackDown. Not only does it freshen up both the character and the brand, but it's the perfect way to hit reset and start building it all up again. Forget everything that happens, negate all that, start again, push him as a monster. Out of everybody on the roster who isn't considered as established, seeing like John Cena and Roman Reigns, Rusev is my #1 pick to be allowed to join that field. Mr. Matchka has everything as far as I'm concerned, and that is why I will always tout #Save Rusev. Rusev, you are the man. Now don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about all of this, and then like, share and subscribe. Follow WhatCulture on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE, and then come find me at Simon Miller 316. I am Simon from WhatCulture, and yes, my love for Rusev is real, maybe too strong, but what are you gonna do, brother?
It's time, once again, for everybody to buy a magazine, please. Yes, that's right, it's issue 5 of our wonderful magazine called Wrestling, and this one is an absolute belter. As you can see from the front cover, it features a massive career retrospective of the Olympic hero, Kurt Angle. Not only that, but it's got a How WWE Should Have Booked the Entire WrestleMania 32 card, written by this 6-foot streak of charisma. The bulk of the magazine is this huge top 100 greatest WrestleMania moments of all time list. Not just that, but you've got Shawn Michaels' crimes against wrestling. You've got the top 10 greatest wrestling managers of all time. You've got columns from Jim Cornette, Tom Pritchard, Shane Douglas, and an interview with the WCPW World Champion, Drew Galloway. Issue 5 of Wrestling will be released on April 10th. You can pre-order it now at shop.whatculture.com. Oh, and about our shop, we're currently in the process of moving all of our merch to a new premises. So shipping stuff like t-shirts, that may take a little bit longer. It doesn't apply to the magazines. Once you order a magazine, we will ship it straight away. But for any other items on our shop.whatculture.com, there might be a little bit of a delay for the next few weeks. But don't let that distract you from buying Wrestling. Buy the magazine. Buy it. Buy the magazine.